Ever wonder what treasures are hiding in your local thrift store? Welcome to Golden Finds. My name is Daniel, and I'm all about turning the hunt into an adventure. From vintage gems to funky decor, I take you along as I dig through shelves to uncover the unexpected. If you love thrifting, estate sales, and home decorating on a thrift budget, or just love a good find, you're in the right spot. Welcome to Golden Finds, and may the thrift finds be ever in your favor. Thank you for tuning in to a new episode. Let's go ahead and begin our adventure. Welcome everybody to another thrifting session. Daniel here, and we're getting started on our thrift adventure. So our very first start is in the city of Garden Grove here in this Goodwill store. Let's see what treasures we uncover. As always, let me know in the comments down below, what was it from the walkthrough that caught your attention? And what would you bring home if you were thrifting at these specific stores? And look at these Victorian-like dolls. There were 3 of them, each with its own distinct look. And this is the knickknack section, which is looking very bare. I don't know why lately this section has been very empty. They've been clearing out things almost as though they're having their own version of their own spring cleaning and getting rid of things that are not selling. And these plates caught my attention. I had never heard of this brand, but they were Christmas plates and had a little snowman design on the front. Here is a tea light lamp. This was a very interesting piece. I really love all those colors mixed into the glass. $5.99. That looks like it was probably a Target piece. Now this, literally, there's no other words for it. It was junk. It looks like it was missing the bottom piece. It looked like it might have been some type of goblet or metal glass, wine glass or something like that in that sort. But it's missing the bottom piece, so it wouldn't work. It's completely just junk at this point. Then I saw this vintage crock jar. I'm not too sure about the grass on top of it, but this would be a very nice decorative piece, and only for $1.99. That's definitely a great price. This is a Yankee candle accessory, so it's basically a candle shade. It was $3.99, and you basically just put it over like a 3-wick candle, and it creates like a little mini lamp in a candle sort. And I thought that was interesting. Saw this piece right here that caught my eye. You all know that I really love this color. This is a Target piece. It's currently being sold still right now for $15 if you go to Target and buy the smallest version, because there's 2 versions of that bowl. You can get it for $2.99 here. Target is $15, so that is definitely an amazing price. Now, I don't tend to gravitate towards clowns because I don't like them, but this caught my attention. This is a ramen roly-poly clown coin bank. You saw the picture of how it's supposed to look. It is missing the bottom piece, but it's basically a metal piggy bank. So that was a very interesting piece, and I really loved that face because it was just giving all of the vintage vibes. This tin right here is a vintage Chenko coffee tin. It was $1.49, not bad at all. Sometimes you will find some very interesting tins that are donated to the thrift store, and usually they are in a really great price. This also caught my attention. This is an armillary sphere for $9.99. Look at that vintage TJ Maxx tag. This is definitely an older piece from TJ Maxx, but it was quite expensive, I feel. It should have probably been only $5. A little bit of Ray Dunn here, still brand new with its tag. These aren't as popular. I have mentioned it before that more of Ray Dunn ceramics are what really are more popular. Not so much of that type of home decor. This egg was giving me so much trouble. I really was trying to open it with one hand, but I couldn't. I had to stop filming and realize that it was actually a candle on the inside. So that was a very interesting and unique way to store a candle into this little Easter tin. These fresh market metal tins or crates, in a way, were very unique. There were three of them. Each were priced differently. The largest one was $4.99. The smallest one was this blue one right here, and it was $3.99. And the other one was $2.99. So actually, the yellow one might have been the smallest one because it's always usually they always go based off on size. Bigger, more expensive, smaller, less expensive. This globe right here really caught my attention too. I really love that vintage look. It was a really cool piece. If I had a space for it, it definitely would have came home, or if I had some type of home office, then that definitely would have been a great piece. And of course, you all know that I love baskets. I just cannot escape baskets. I love looking at them. I've been very limited though on what I bring home, and baskets definitely are not making the cut as much. Now this piece caught my attention too. This is a Thomas Kincaid calendar. Now it's missing the plates and number tiles. So this collection would come with 12 6-inch plates that you would be able to switch out for each time of the month, and it also came with tiles for the days of the whole month. So basically you would build your own calendar using those tiles for the month, and it came with a collectible plate that was represented with each month. So I thought that was really unique. It would have been cool if they had the whole collection, but it was only the actual calendar board piece. Now I truly enjoyed these Santas. They were super cute. These are porcelain bisque Santa figures. If you've heard of the word bisque figures, basically it means that they are unglazed porcelain. So just like these, you've also seen them in the most common figure that you probably all have seen, which are the Precious Moments. Precious Moments figures do not have a glazed finish. So that was very interesting learning about that, and those Santas were just too adorable. This is a cocktail martini pitcher. Now I found several of these, and the brands were all up in the air. Some people were calling it a Princess House piece. Some people were calling it another different collection piece, so I'm not quite sure. I do know that Princess House does have a collection of pheasants, you know, that they have different glassware and pieces that feature pheasants, so I'm not entirely sure. If you know, definitely drop it down in the comments down below and let me know. Someone needs these for the fishing lover, or if you have someone that loves fishing in your life. These lights are everything. They're so fun and whimsical, and at $5.99. Do you love thrifting for bulky furniture? This is the Goodwill you want to jot down. I have told you all before numerous times, and I will tell you every time that I do a thrift video and highlight these amazing bulky pieces. This Goodwill right here in the city of Santa Ana always carries bulk furniture. Look at all of these amazing pieces. This cabinet one right here, $49.99. Definitely looks a little bit older. And you are going to find so much bulky furniture here. They also carry a lot of wall art that is quite rather large. Now this piece, I absolutely fell in love. This hutch or china cabinet for $149. I think this is actually a really great deal considering that it's made of good quality wood. It's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. Just look at it. It's a three doors. It has 3 drawers as well, and then another bigger drawer, and it was just such a unique piece. Again, this is the location you want to visit if you're always on the hunt for any big bulky furniture. Today's video shout out goes out to the comment from Metro 2059. The Santa, yes. If you all saw my previous video, you saw that I hauled a huge paper mache Santa from the brand Midwest, and I absolutely agree. It definitely has a lot more character. It has that aged look, and I just love it how it is. So I think I'm going to be keeping it. I know that many of you definitely commented on the vibe it was giving, just this like vintage look, this it just gave it a whole lot more character with the damage that it had and the cracks and all sorts that it had that you saw. And I totally agree. It definitely gives it a lot more character. So thank you so much, Metro, for your comment. I truly appreciate you. These are giving all of the Great Gatsby vibes. I absolutely love them. Now, I don't really have a style like this at home, so I wouldn't know really what to do with them, but they were still a very interesting and cool collectible piece. These were really fun to come across. These were some vintage Coca-Cola glassware cups. This one is of Santa. They were $1.49, which I think was actually a really great price. There was this one right here too that has Santa carrying his Christmas sack and also a fireplace that's marked 1984. And there was quite several pieces to this collection. It was actually super fun finding all of these, and again, for a really great price too. These canisters also are super fun. I absolutely adore ducks. I've been finding a lot of duck pieces or duck collections lately in the thrift store, and these definitely were super fun. I loved all of them, and they were different sizes. I don't think they were super bad for the price, and I definitely would have grabbed them if I had a theme that went with them at my home. This was a Lefton November figure that I stumbled upon, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information from the Lefton company. So Lefton is known to have imported a lot of vintage Christmas ceramics and other holiday figurines that you have all seen, I'm pretty sure. So Lefton was a U.S. importer of Japanese china and figurines and other novelties. It was founded in 1941, and the company primarily imported wares from Japan after World War II, often with markings like left in China, hand-painted, or made in occupied Japan. It was eventually sold to OMT Enterprises in 2005 and moved to California, where they actually still produce china today. So that was super interesting. I also fell in love with this, you guys. I cannot stress enough how beautiful this piece was right here. So I think this was some type of buffet or, cabinet, but I think it was more of a buffet. It had keyholes, it had drawers that were super roomy. It was such a fabulous piece. I'm telling you, this thrift store is the place to be, and only $49. That was definitely an amazing steal of a price. These were super fun, but again, I really just don't have anything that goes with this style. These were needlepoint decor pieces that someone made, $4.99 for this one. And there was another one that I found as well that was a Thanksgiving one. And that one was super cute. It was like a fall and a Thanksgiving, so it was like a dual one. And it was just funny. I really thought it was super cute. It says eat chicken, not turkey. And again, these were fun, but they just really didn't go with the style that I decorate with at home. All of these little buildings right here that you are going to see are part of the Norman Rockwell Hometown Collection. So these are all pieces that were made from buildings from actually Norman Rockwell's hometown. So they are collectible and it's very interesting. These are all modeled after actual buildings in Norman Rockwell's hometown. So I think that's super cool. I have mentioned before who Norman Rockwell is before on previous videos. And it's just so cool how it all comes together here at the thrift store, you know, still finding more pieces and other things of his collection and things that have just been brought out in his name as well.
De segunda mano hoy.
Make sure that you are all commenting down below any of these items that you're seeing in the walkthrough. Make sure to let me know if there is something that catches your attention and that you would bring home with you and why. I really enjoy chatting with all of you in the comments and I really appreciate you guys doing that. Spending some time with us, you know, together in the comments, getting to know each other a little bit more. I absolutely enjoy it. So I always love to hear what is it that sparks at you when you see it here in the thrift store in the walkthrough. What calls out to you? I love to hear your thoughts, or if you have found something awesome at the thrift store recently, let me know too. I love hearing what you guys find as well. This is a Holt Howard vintage trivet. Now, at first I did not know it was a Holt Howard until I actually did a Google Lens search and found out that it was. It was $5.99 for this trivet, and I absolutely adore Holt Howard. They have made some really amazing ceramics for holidays, you know, like for Halloween and Christmas, and they're very highly collectible. So I wanted to do a little bit more research about how Holt Howard actually began. So Holt Howard was founded in 1949 in Manhattan, New York by Grant Holt and his friends John Howard and Robert Howard. So that's how we got the name, Holt Howard. They used their last names. Brothers John and Robert Howard met Grant Holt at the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the early 1940s. John Howard served in and was wounded in World War II, while Robert got a master's degree in business administration from Harvard University. Grant completed his postgraduate work in Sweden, and while there, he saw potential in a couple of Christmas decorations, and the idea for a ceramics business began. So that is definitely very interesting. Now, I really, really love their lines of decor. If you guys have seen Holt Howard figurines, they are amazing and they're definitely very sought after. If you ever find them at the thrift store or any antique store, definitely do a little bit of due diligence in researching the item because they definitely go for a great penny. I don't know if the duck craze has gone away. I know that you can definitely find these in cottage chic decor, or if you have some type of like farmhouse decor look, but these are super cute. These definitely were possibly hobbyist pieces. They're super adorable, but I am not kidding you when I have ran into so many different duck collections at the thrift store lately, and I don't understand quite why. But they're super cool. I love them. Now, this was a piece I regret not getting. This is a Circus Circus vintage mug. And if you did not know, there are strong rumors about Circus Circus being bought out and possibly being demolished. We haven't really heard all of the information, but that's definitely going to hike up the price on this mug right here for all the nostalgia. This Ray Dunn Cinderella mug was also a very unique piece. It was only $1.49. That's actually a really great price for a mug like this. It has Cinderella on the other side right here, and it's super cute and adorable. Thank you so much for tuning into another video, everyone. We are reaching the end of the walkthrough, but don't leave just yet. Make sure to stay tuned to see what made it home or what honorable mentions there were from this thrift session. As always, comment down below letting me know what really stood out for you in the walkthrough, but make sure to stay until the end so you can see what goodies made it home in today's walkthrough session.
Register, please. Thank you.
If you are new to the channel and enjoyed today's video, I do hope you consider subscribing, which is absolutely free here on YouTube. And make sure also to hit the like button before you exit today's video, as it really helps out our channel to grow.
register, please?
Welcome everybody to the haul portion of the video. I do apologize. I am currently under the weather, so my voice is going to be very croaky, or it might sound like I'm out of breath. But without further ado, let's get on with the show. So before I jump into what actually made it home, there are quite a few honorable mentions that I wanted to share with you. Well, let's go ahead and jump into those first. And let me know, as always, in the comments, is there something that you guys spotted in the walkthrough that you would have totally picked up for yourself? So the very first honorable mention is going to be the Fresh Market metal bins. So those were a set of 3 from big to small, and they were in different colors. Now, I love the fact that they were, you know, adorned to be like a market, like, you know, bins that you would see at a market stand. So that's what caught my attention initially. It's like, okay, these look totally cool. It looks like the type of bin you would have in a market, right? Whether it's fresh produce they just received from a farm, or you have it displayed out for you to shop. So I thought they were super cool, but I just really didn't have a vision as to what I could have used them for. I eventually could have just placed them on the top of the hutch since they were different heights. You know, that's always nice when you have pieces that are all different heights, but I felt like they were a little bit bulky, and also I didn't like the fact that they were 3 colors. If maybe they were, you know, a dull metal or even like a rustic metal that looks like it's aged, with just black font or white font, then I probably would have definitely picked them up. But the fact that they were so many different colors is what kind of just added to the list of why I didn't really want to pick them up. But they were still really cool, and I'm pretty sure I could have come up with something, you know, awesome using them here at home. Another honorable mention is going to be the Hutch China cabinet. Oh my gosh, that piece was absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, it's getting really hard to find pieces like that, especially at the thrift store. That specific Goodwill in the city of Santa Ana, I've all mentioned it to you all. Definitely the place to go for bulky furniture. They get really amazing pieces like this. That definitely was an honorable mention, and I wish I had the space for it. Especially, I think it was at a good price. For $149, it looked very beautiful, you guys. The condition was perfect. It doesn't look like it was old at all. Everything about it was perfect. There was no damage. Everything seemed to work, and it was just a really beautiful piece. You could do so much with that. And I, again, wish I had the room for it. I wish I had a million hutches because I love decorating hutches. But of course, you know, we can't do that. We can only fit at the max. I have 2 hutches here at our current home, and I'm already debating about maybe getting rid of one of them. But it was just a beautiful piece. So timeless. Again, it was in that natural colored wood, and it was just beautiful, you guys. I go crazy for furniture. I love finding furniture at the thrift store, and it sometimes really breaks my heart when I can't even bring those pieces home because they are amazing, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But alas, you know, I'm pretty sure someone else already picked it up because I have seen it. When you guys saw the walkthrough, this video is like a few weeks old, and I recently have gone, you know, weekly. I go weekly, and it was gone. So someone definitely treasured it, and I hope it went to a happy home. The last honorable mention is going to be that vintage buffet. Oh, I'm telling you guys, I am losing my mind with how many amazing furniture pieces I come across when I thrift, especially at that Goodwill. I'm telling you guys, that place is the place to be. That piece was words cannot even describe it. How amazing that piece was. It still had the wallpaper, you know, it looks like they lined it with wallpaper on the inside. The cabinets were so long. They had so much, room for storage, and it was just an exquisite piece. The quality is there. Quality you really do not see anymore in today's furniture. It was definitely made out of some really good wood. It was a beautiful color, but it had that antique look, and it was just beautiful. I really wish I could have brought that one home too, because that one would be perfect to have in a dining room or in your kitchen. You know, you could even make it into an island. You could make it into just, you know, an island for your kitchen where you use to chop things up or stuff like that, you know, for storage for your kitchen. It was such a beautiful piece. And the price, oh my gosh. The price is what kills me, is when I find these type of pieces and I can't even buy them. I can't bring them home. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, they're amazing and they're also at a good price. And it kills me when that happens because I'm like, damn it, I can't bring them home. But those were my honorable mentions. Let me know what you guys thought, if you also agree, or is there something else in the walkthrough that you also felt definitely needed a spotlight in the honorable moments. But let's go ahead and jump into what actually made it home. So we actually kept it very, very light. I only bought 2 items. The terracotta pot, and I love that this one's fairly new. It looks like it's completely new. It's not aged, and I love more of the aged look, which I have the other one that I shared with you in a haul. This one definitely looks more aged. This one's shorter. This one's definitely more new. And it was only $1.49. So I thought that was a really good price. I thought it would look perfect for the spring season here. I still have not found something to put inside these 2. Now that I have these 2, I want to put them into the hutch, but I want to have something inside them. But I'm looking for the right greenery. So I haven't made up my mind exactly what I'm going to put in them until I find the right piece. Again, the hutch, the Easter look, is going to stay up all April and all of May and June. I'm really not going to change anything at all to it because there's no reason until I hop on to fix it for 4th of July. So I'm just going to keep adding to it. If I find things here and there, then it will stay all like this, but nothing will change about it until we get closer to the 4th of July season, where I will put my red, white, and blues. And then the only other thing I picked up was the holiday faux cranberries from Pottery Barn. I, again, have mentioned to you all before, I love it when I find an actual Pottery Barn piece. I just cannot, especially with the pricing. The pricing is always usually very, very fair when I found quality pieces from Pottery Barn at Goodwill. Like, these are faux cranberries. Very simple. They were $2.99. And again, from Pottery Barn, you can see the tag there. They were originally $14.50. And these are going to be perfect. You all know that I shop year round for holiday decor. I'm so sorry, you guys. I feel like I have allergies, but those allergies are now turning into like a cold. So this is one of the reasons why I dislike spring and summer. Anyway, I'm going to be using these for Christmas for my market hutch. So I've already been brainstorming as to what I'm going to be displaying in the hutch for the upcoming holidays. And I always do that, you know, as a decorator, as whether you're seasoned or not, or, you know, you just do it occasionally, you're always thinking ahead of the game of what's next. You know, what holiday's coming up, what celebration, what can you do different? Depending on the season, spring, summer, fall, winter, etc. So you're always thinking what next? And that's the mentality that I always keep when I'm thrifting. Is there stuff that I can find that I can utilize for the next season? So that's why I always shop around for Christmas, Halloween, you name it. And those are going to be for the market hutch. I'm going to find a cute way to display them, you know, like in a little basket or something like that. And I thought they were going to be perfect because, again, we're bringing in those elements of Christmas and also keeping in mind that my theme is market. So it'll be super cool. But that is the end of today's video, you guys. Thank you so much, as always, for your love and support. I have been reading your comments, catching up on a lot of them. So I do apologize that I'm responding back so late, you know, days after. But thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I really love hearing from you guys, and it means a lot, you know, hearing all your comments and your support. It really, really does wonders for me. So I cannot thank you enough. But until next time, you guys, I will see you on our next thrifting adventure here on Golden Finds to see what other golden finds we uncover at the thrift store. Bye, everyone.